Very weird. It's a very weird ruling. It is worth pointing out that there are some judges who don't like the word victim in their courtroom because they do feel it's prejudicial. It sort of assumes the conclusion of the trial. Most judges don't do that, but some do. This judge apparently does it in all his cases. That's one thing. And if that's a consistent policy, that's understandable. What's very weird is allowing this extremely pejorative, assuming the conclusion words of rioters and looters, which all in all should help Rittenhouse's defense a great deal.
All right.
Thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. And you can be a patron too. Just going to Crimson60620 PS4 Gaming at Patreon. It'll help the channel, it'll help me out, and it'll help spread the word. Thank you.
The justice system is fucked. And fuck judges. Fuck the POs. Fuck the COs. And fuck the district attorneys who allow for this shit. Why am I saying all of this? Well, let's take a look at this video from the Rational National. And you'll see why I'm pissed off. Let's go.
I'm not going to tell the defense they can't call them that.
Kyle Rittenhouse is going on trial.
Wait, let's start over again.
Then I'm not going to tell the defense they can't call them that.
So, the judge at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial cannot call the people he shot victims. Let's hear that. Let's just watch this video.
Kyle Rittenhouse is going on trial next week for the murder of 2 unarmed people in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Murders that took place during the protests against the police shooting of Jacob Blake. But now the judge in that case is saying the 2 who were killed cannot be called victims, but instead they should be called looters, rioters, and arsonists.
You heard that right. The judge said that the people that were shot by an underage, illegal, weapon wielding, wannabe fucking cop can't be called, the victims of that can't be called victims. But it gets fucking worse. Let's continue.
The word victim is a loaded word. And I think alleged victim is a cousin to it. Let the evidence show what the evidence shows, and if the evidence shows that any or more than one of these people were engaging in arson, rioting, or looting, then I'm not going to tell the defense they can't call them that.
Any or more than one of these people were rioters, looters, or any criminal activity. I can't tell the defense not to call them that, but I can tell the prosecution that we can't call the people victims because that's a loaded term. Yeah. This is literally handing out a like, is he trying to have a mistrial for this bullshit? Let's go.
Now, in a minute here, I will get to a couple of opinions from 2 different lawyers, one more moderate or conservative, another more progressive, and their thoughts on all this. But first, right off the bat, clearly using those descriptions suggests that Rittenhouse was justified in his actions.
Exactly. I can't disagree with that. Because what this is doing is it's setting the fucking narrative that so many right-wing motherfuckers are trying to fucking pull. Oh, Black Lives Matter people were they're just writers and they was looting and they were burning shit down. The fuck? This motherfucker didn't even live in Wisconsin. He shot 3 people killing two and permanently injuring another. But they're the fucking rioters or looters.
Clearly helping his case. Even though those victims were not charged for rioting, looting, or arson. And the judge claiming that it's a loaded term to claim they're victims. Is it not loaded to claim they're rioters, looters, and arsonists when they have not been convicted of any of those crimes, were not convicted of any of that? And when Kyle Rittenhouse killed them, they were not in the process of doing any of those things? This is so completely stunning to me. Now, let me first go to the more conservative / moderate opinion here from a lawyer on CNN. This is Jeffrey Toobin and his take on this.
It's a very
And Toobin isn't known to be some bleeding heart liberal. But let's hear what Toobin has to say. Let's go.
very weird. It's a very weird ruling. It is worth pointing out that there are some judges who don't like the word victim in their courtroom because they do feel it's prejudicial. It sort of assumes the conclusion of the trial. Most judges don't do that, but some do. This judge apparently does it in all his cases. That's one thing. And if that's a consistent policy, that's understandable. What's very weird is allowing this extremely pejorative, assuming the conclusion words of rioters and looters, which all in all should help Rittenhouse's defense a great deal.
All right, so in a second, I'll get to the progressive lawyer position or perspective here.
So even a conservative lawyer is like, yo, this is weird. The fact that you're taking away the legs underneath one, and if you have that as a standard across your court, that's fine. But then to say that the other people are rioters, looters, or arsonists, come on now. And I guarantee you, I fucking guarantee you, if there was a black defendant that went on and shot up a fucking MAGA motherfucking rally, oh yeah, of course. Victims. The fuck? Let's go.
In a bit, but first here, I think this is good context for this conversation because here, Jeffrey Toobin claims that it's not abnormal for a judge to not want to use the term victim. So that part is apparently normal and fine. What is weird, though, according to Toobin and me, looking at this all, is that replacing victim with a criminal descriptor. So if you think victim is a loaded term, how do you not see arsonist, looter as a loaded term? This clearly, once again, as I'll show you, this isn't the first time the judge has ruled in Rittenhouse's favor, but this once again is a judge ruling in his favor, helping his case.
Yeah, and this is actually really fucking weird. It's almost as if the judge is acting like Rittenhouse is a fucking police officer, the way he's giving him reasons for his defense. And what's fucked up, and the reason why so many people are so upset about this whole thing, that if it goes to Rittenhouse is acquitted because double jeopardy is attached, then motherfucking you can't try his ass again. Now, you can probably do a federal court against his ass, but you wouldn't be able to try his ass a state court. And then it would give carte blanche to these motherfuckers who kill protesters, who shoot or run over protesters because they feel that their life was threatened. Almost like a vigilante justice. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go.
So here is an opinion on this from Elie Mystal of The Nation, who writes here, now there is a progressive argument for not calling victims of homicide victims at trial. I can absolutely see the argument that using the term in a case where the defendant claims self-defense lacks neutrality. It's a choice other judges have made, though I doubt that this kind of neutrality would be given to a black teen who gunned down people at a MAGA rally.
Exactly.
Still,
my point.
I wouldn't call Judge Schroeder biased for this ruling alone. I call Schroeder biased because at the same conference at which he decided to prohibit the prosecution from using the word victims to describe the people Rittenhouse shot, he said he would allow the defense to use words like rioters, looters, and arsonists to describe those same people. So here you go. Two separate legal opinions, one from a more conservative moderate in Jeffrey Toobin, another from a progressive in Elie Mystal, and both come to the same conclusion here. That saying that not using the word victim. So Elie Mystal goes on to write this, saying, moreover, Schroeder's bias has been evident in several other pro-Rittenhouse rulings over the past year. He let Rittenhouse out on $2 million bail, which is not cheap, but something Rittenhouse was able to crowdfund because enough white supremacists rallied to his cause. So instead of not giving this motherfucker bail, he gave this motherfucker bail, $2 million. Rittenhouse is easily able to crowdfund this shit.
And you know what happened once he got out? He appeared at a fucking Proud Boys event wearing a Black Rifle Coffee motherfucking t-shirt. Yes, as soon as he got out, he went to the Proud Boys event. But let's continue.
Refused to make Rittenhouse turn over his address to prosecutors, then did nothing when Rittenhouse repeatedly violated the terms of his release. He also ruled that he will allow Rittenhouse's defense team to introduce evidence of police telling him and other armed whites, quote, "We appreciate you," end quote. And while I have no doubt that some racist cops in Wisconsin were totally happy to have another gun-toting white boy on their side, police permissiveness ordinarily has no bearing on a claim of self-defense.
Wow. Wow. This is the shit that I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is the bullshit. How is it that you're allowing this shit? You're allowing vigilante justice. I just can't. I fucking can't. This shit aggravates the shit out of me. Because again, if the shoes are fucking flip, if it was somebody out there during the January 6th riots, and it was like, yo, I felt danger, and they were a black team that was popping off the MAGA crowd, that were actually doing a riot, his ass would have, if he would have made it out of that motherfucker alive, he would have been brought up on charges so motherfucking fast. Faster than the motherfuckers who broke into the Capitol. But because Rittenhouse looks like the boy next motherfucking door, you let him get, you do favorite fucking rulings for his ass? Man, fuck this judge. And I hope the next election, his ass is gone. Fuck this judge. And fuck these wannabe ass police, well, bootlickers. Fuck them. I hope Rittenhouse, oh God, it strains the limit of my fucking socialist tendency. But I hope the fucking God, he lives in the justice system that so many others that don't look like him live in. And that's the best I can say about that. Anyway, guys, we're going to finish this video here. I do want to say thank you for watching this clip. And, yeah. ACAB, motherfucker. Cut the segment here. Wow. I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. These motherfucking... Man, these motherfuckers just like... It's so much bullshit that people that look a specific way get away in the justice system. And it's just like, y'all really doing a thing. Y'all are really doing a fucking thing. But it's, yeah. It's okay for someone to literally shoot 3 people, but you're walking away to get in your car and you're shot fucking 7 times in the back. Because this wasn't, you have to remember, the protest that Rittenhouse went for wasn't for George Floyd. No, it was for a different incident in Wisconsin where somebody was walking away after ending a fight and shot fucking 5 to 7 times in their back because the police were scared. I don't know what to say. I don't fucking know what to say.
If I gave myself the power